What's up, squad, and welcome to episode 4 of X Marks the Spot, your dedicated Xbox podcast here at youtube.com/installationx. I'm your host, your captain, your one-man band, Sykes, and I hope that whoever you are, wherever you are, and whatever you may be doing, you are safe and well. Don't forget that if you enjoy this video podcast, please make sure you leave a like, you head over to InstallationX and subscribe, and you hit that bell for notifications of future uploads to support the channel on the road to 1,000 subs. If you want to get involved in the show, then let me know your thoughts in the comment section. You can send me your questions via email to xmarksthespotpodcast@gmail.com or tweet me at _installation_x with the best questions being added to the show. I hope everyone's had a good week. It's not been a bad week for me. Been on Sea of Thieves mainly, grinding through that new Ships of Fortune update, although they've recently patched it and they've nerfed a load of stuff, which I'm gutted about, so you get less gold and less rep now. But oh well, it is for the good of the game, it's just a shame. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope we're all surviving relatively well. A reminder, don't forget, if you, in this very tumultuous time, if you want to get online and get in with some people on your various games, you can use Calling All Crewmates. If you need any crewmates to aid you in your gaming experiences, then you can send in your gamer tag and a description of the games that you play and the people you are looking for to xmarkspotpodcast@gmail.com, and I'll read them out on the show for you. So a quick description of your gamer tag, the games you play, the people you're looking for, and I'll hook you up if you need a hand. We've got a bit of a smaller show this week, but in terms of the number of things to talk about, but they are mainly quite big. Because there's been some significant news that has dropped this week, and there's one bit that we need to kind of break down, and there's a couple of things we get to speculate with, which is quite nice. So we'll get straight into it. The Xbox treasure chest of news has 3 items this week. Item number 1, Assassin's Creed Valhalla has been officially announced for a holiday 2020 release. Ubisoft have officially unveiled the newest addition to the Assassin's Creed franchise named Valhalla. In a unique live stream, artist Boss Logic created an awesome visual of a Viking splitting a landscape of icy peaks and sailing ships with rolling hills and fighting soldiers. Ubisoft would then go on to drop an intense cinematic trailer depicting our new main protagonist, Eivor. That's apparently how you say it. It's spelled Eivor, but I watched Ismail Ashraf, who is the creative director for Ubisoft on this game, and he said it was Eivor, so I'm going with Eivor. The cinematic trailer was awesome. It was really, really good. And to be fair to Ubisoft, all their Assassin's Creed cinematic trailers are fantastic. They're really, really good. So we've actually been given a lot of details as well, and IGN did a really cool article where they basically made 37 facts about Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I've got that all here, and we're just going to go through it and pick it apart and see what we think, because if people don't know, I am a massive Assassin's Creed fan. Like, Halo is my true love, my first love, and my main franchise, but Assassin's Creed is not far behind. I've played all the Assassin's Creed games. I've got them all on disc as part of my physical disc collection. You know, I've got pop vinyls, I've got figurines, I've got books. Like, Assassin's Creed is my jam. So I'm really, really excited for this, and I know relatively quite a lot about the Assassin's Creed franchise to try and pull it apart. So, open world and gameplay facts. Combat will be altered in some form with an emphasis on making every hit feel impactful. That sounds cool. That includes giving players the ability to dismember and decapitate foes. That's gone up a notch. That's not really happened before. Although some of the assassination animations have been quite at times, but in a good way. While assassins have had 2 weapons at once before, 2 swords for example, Valhalla places a new emphasis on dual-wielding weaponry, with players should be able to mix and match the game's arsenal. That sounds very good. Shields return as part of that arsenal after being absent from Odyssey. Cool. The Assassin's Blade returns as well. Now, the Assassin's Blade is slightly different in this game, because if anyone's had the chance to watch the trailer, and I'll put it up on the screen as well, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, and the Assassin's Blade is no longer under the wrist, so it's no longer on the underside of your forearm, it's on the top of the forearm, which is probably more common in other things like, you know, the Doomslayer's blade from Doom Eternal and things like that. So there's an interesting change there. Throwing axes will be available in Valhalla as one of Eivor's many weapon options. Cool. Players will traverse by sea via the Viking longship. I love the fact that they have kept the open water ship combat involved, because for me that is one of the best things about Assassin's Creed now. It was great in Black Flag, and I was super pissed when they dropped it for Unity and Syndicate. And I was like, you've just taken away one of the best things of the franchise. And then now that it came back partially in Origins, but now that it's back properly with Odyssey and seemingly Valhalla as well. I'm very excited about that. Players can spot fortresses from the water to attack with their raiding parties in massive raids. That's a bit like the forts that were in Black Flag, to be fair, when you had to take those out to be able to move through the seas a lot easier. That sounds cool again. Love that. Large-scale land battles will also be part of the story, though it's unclear if they'll function like Odyssey's army battles. They were very good set pieces, actually. I enjoyed those Athens versus Sparta battles. Really good. Glad they're going to be different. They're going to be very different because, you've got two Greek factions going up against each other in Odyssey, which were probably very, very similar in the way that they fight. You're now going to have essentially Anglo-Saxons against Vikings. That's probably going to be very different. Open world activities include hunting, fishing, dice, and drinking games. Awesome. Additionally, Valhalla will introduce the competitive sport of flighting, aka Viking ram battles. Cool. Eivor, the protagonist, will have a bird companion in the form of a raven, a common addition into the most recent Assassin's Creed. Yes, but no, because the last two Assassin's Creed have been Senu and Icaros, and they are eagles, and now we're moving to a raven. So that's really interesting. We're moving away from an eagle, which is probably not a big deal, because at the end of the day, it's still a bird, and it's still going to function the same way, but Assassin's Creed is all about eagles, dude. You can't ditch an eagle. There's got to be an eagle in there somewhere. Come on. Story and world. Valhalla is set in 9th century England during the Dark Ages. Now, I actually don't know that much about this period of history. Yes, I'm British. Yes, I'm English specifically. But the Dark Ages, I didn't really get taught the Dark Ages when I was at school. And for most people in this country, English history started with 1066, which is the Battle of Hastings, when William the Conqueror, the Normans came over, and that's when the modern monarchy started. For all the way from 1066 all the way up to Queen Elizabeth II now. So a lot of people don't have much of a inclination of what happened before then, and neither did I. Now, I've gone up on Wikipedia and I've looked up quite a lot of this stuff, which I'm not going to go through because I think it might potentially risk spoilers. It depends on how strictly they stick with the history of the time. But this period of England is not England. We're not a country yet. England has not been formed a country. England's a very old country. It's over 1,000 years old compared to a lot of other countries in the world. But England hasn't formed yet. It's a fractured landmass of different kingdoms, which makes it really intriguing. So it'll follow Eivor, a Viking warrior who leads his people out of Norway and into England to settle. So it looks like we're going to be able to move between England and Norway. King Alfred of Wessex will be an opponent Eivor and the Vikings face. However, Alfred will be an antagonist, but narrative director Darby McDevitt, great name, said it would be wrong to call him the central antagonist of the game, which suggests that there is a deeper underlying force, a bit like how there's been with Origins, with the Order of Ancients, and with Odyssey and the Cult of Cosmos. That's cool. I like that because I thought that stuff was great. Where some other possible big antagonists may appear in the modern day story, as Ishmael also confirmed Layla's modern story from Origins and Odyssey will continue in Valhalla. Good, because that has been actually pretty decent, especially if you've played any of the DLC, particularly the Fate of Atlantis DLC. Layla's story arc in that was brilliant as well. And they've actually made a really good job of Layla Hassan's storyline. The storylines between... When did Desmond go? Desmond went in Assassin's Creed 3. So the modern day storyline of 4, Unity and Syndicate was rubbish. And now that they've actually brought a solidified character back and they're sticking with her is fantastic. I love that. Eivor will eventually run across some group of assassins in England, though at this time the Assassins and Templars are still being referred to as they were in AC Origins and Odyssey, the Hidden Ones and the Order of Ancients. Yeah, because the Templars have not even been formed yet. We're nowhere near the Crusades in the timeline. That's hundreds of years out. So, yep, that's fine. Valhalla's map will include Norway, which players can return to after the Vikings leave, and the 4 kingdoms of England, Wessex, Northumbria, East Anglia, and Mercia. East Anglia is actually where I live now, which is awesome. I love the fact that I could be playing an Assassin's Creed game in the area that I actually live, which is brilliant. Northumbria is up north, which is modern day, Newcastle. That's the county of Northumbria. I would expect the kingdom of Northumbria to be bigger than that, Cumbria and other areas up north. Mercia, I'm not sure, and Wessex, I would assume, is down south. So I have to look up Mercia, but it looks cool. Major English cities will be London, Winchester, and Jorvik. Don't know much about Jorvik. That comes via GameSpot, apparently. And while Valhalla is not meant to be the end of the series, McDevitt called it a good capper to the franchise so far and should include a lot of nods to the franchise's history, which sounds very, very good. Player choice. Like in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, players can choose either male or female protagonists. Now, a quick update on this. They're both canon. They are both canon. This has been confirmed by McDevitt that they're both canon. He's not confirmed how they're both canon, because he said that's going to be a bit spoilery, but it's seemingly the same character, male and female, and they've actually, Ubisoft have officially released a figurine for the game, and they've released a male version, and they've now released a female version. So it's still going to be Eivor, but we're going to have male and female versions of Eivor, which is interesting. We're not going to have two separate characters like Alexios and Cassandra as we did last time. Gear will also be much more customizable in Valhalla. Each piece of gear in the game will be unique. Obvious. New customization options include hair, tattoos, clothing, and war paint. So a bit more deeper customization here. Players will be able to make custom Viking raiders for their raiding parties and even share them with their friends. Players will also get to forge a home for themselves and either Vikings with the focus on battle building a settlement, your Viking homestead. That's a bit of a weirdly written sentence, but there seems to be going to be much more focus on settlements, homesteads, similar to what it was in Assassin's Creed 3, which is cool. I like that stuff. That was good. The settlement will include buildings to upgrade, like a blacksmith, barracks, tattoo parlor, and more. Players will have to make choices throughout the campaign, including political and personal alliances, dialogue choices, and more. Good. I like all that stuff. And alliance examples include conducting a marriage to unite clans, while romance options will be available to player 2. That's via Eurogamer. So, quite a lot of in-depth. A lot of this stuff now I'm not surprised with, because at the end of the day, this is the route that Assassin's Creed's going down. Whether you agree or disagree, this is the route that Assassin's Creed is going down. I'm very much in favour of it, because I felt for a long time, especially towards the end of those games, Unity and Syndicate in particular, I felt that the Assassin's Creed formula that had been used time and time again, it was waning on me. And I'm a long-time fan. So the fact that we're here now, I'm accepting it. I'm accepting it in open arms. As long as they try and stick to what is the core Assassin's Creed gameplay, which for me is stealth still. Not fully stealth. Not everything has to be fully stealth. But, with Origins and Odyssey, those stealth elements are very much believable. As a Berserker Viking, stealth doesn't really seem to compute with a Berserker Viking. I could be wrong. So, as long as they don't move too far away from the actual gameplay experience, and it still feels like an Assassin's Creed game, which for me, Origins and Odyssey have, I'm okay with this. I'm really looking forward to this. I still wanted Japan, I'm not going to lie, but the fact that we've got this now, and we're going to have links to some of the Norse mythology as well, similar to how Odyssey lent in with Greek mythology, is really cool, and I'm really, really excited for this. I want to see gameplay, which we can get to in a second. That's the killer for me, but this game's going to be gorgeous. There's no doubt about that. So, yeah, we'll have to see what the gameplay trailer holds, but I'm very, very positive about this game. This game is going to be pretty solid. Odyssey and Origins have been top tier so far. They've really put Assassin's Creed back on the map, in my opinion, in terms of quality games. Assassin's Creed's always been there, but there's been very ups and downs. Some of the games have been great, some of the games have been, in my opinion, very poor. But now, with Origins and Odyssey, we've got a bit of consistency. They've both been great games, in my view, and hopefully Valhalla will do the same. So that's everything about Assassin's Creed Valhalla for now. Item number 2, Xbox Series X gameplay Inside Xbox special dropping on Thursday, May the 7th. A special Inside Xbox episode will be dropping on Thursday, May the 7th at 8 a.m. Pacific Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and 4 p.m. British Standard Time. In a tweet from Xbox, we will get, quote, first look next-gen gameplay from our global developer partners. That was from Xbox Twitter account. In an additional tweet from marketing exec Aaron Greenberg, also mentions that Xbox Game Studio teams are hard at work on some big summer plans, suggesting that this will be only the first of many online reveal events focusing on third-party games with first-party games and price likely to come in June. So the whole Xbox Game Studios are hard at work on big summer plans suggests that the first-party proportion of what's coming next, we're not going to see next week. This is going to be seemingly very third-party heavy, which isn't a bad thing, because it's going to give... Gameplay is what people want. You know, everyone loves a good sizzle reel and a good cinematic trailer, but at the end of the day, everyone wants to see what these games are going to look like and what these games are going to play like. And there's going to be a lot of developers and a lot of publishers, third party, trying to get a lot of airtime and a lot of space to generate hype and generate news. So I like this idea of separating third and first party, because it means that their first party games, which are still very important, especially Halo Infinite, we need to see Halo Infinite soon, they're going to get time to breathe. And they're going to get time for people to really dive into the details and get a good look of these games. Because all of a sudden, now if you're putting your first party out on the side, you can have like 15, 20 minute demos without having to worry about time. You know, because you're splitting the two. So I decided to have a think about what we could expect to see at this game reveal. And Ubisoft have confirmed, they have officially confirmed, that Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay will be at the event. So we're definitely getting a gameplay trailer. And that makes perfect sense. The event is a week out. They've dropped the cinematic trailer and they've dropped the announcement in a really cool way. I really liked how they did the announcement. Sorry. And it was really unique. I loved it. With the boss logic, you know, the Photoshop graphics design. I wish I could graphics design like that. It's incredible. But it's not a coincidence they dropped it the way they did, because it's going to turn up next week. So the other game that we're likely to probably see is Cyberpunk 2077. Because Cyberpunk has been heavily marketed alongside Xbox. They've seemingly got a marketing deal because it was revealed on Xbox's stage. We then saw gameplay on Xbox's stage. Obviously, that amazing Keanu Reeves moment last year at E3. So we're probably going to see Cyberpunk, considering Cyberpunk is probably the game that we have most confirmation about, and it's coming September. And, by the way, another mention is that Ubisoft have confirmed that they are going to be using smart delivery for AC Valhalla, which suggests that Valhalla is going to drop presumably before the Series X is released. So we're going to get smart delivery with AC Valhalla and Cyberpunk 2077. So if you buy those two games on Xbox One, you'll be able to get a free patch and update on your Xbox Series X if you decide to upgrade straight away, which will then boost the graphics to the level of the Xbox Series X, which is great. I love the fact that Ubisoft's committed to that, and CD Projekt Red as well, because CD Projekt Red rule. Another game from Ubisoft as well, Watch Dogs Legion, set in London. It's supposed to be coming out autumn 2020. Haven't really seen much of it since it's I think we got a gameplay demo last year at the Ubisoft press conference. Haven't seen much of that since, so, you know, could be seeing that. Bethesda have always been around on the Xbox stage, probably more so than they have been with PlayStation. Could we potentially see any more on the Elder Scrolls 6? Probably a bit too early. Could we see any more on Starfield? Maybe a little bit early. I don't know how far Starfield is, which is their next big kind of RPG game that they're going for. The space sci-fi type game. I mean, I would presume that Starfield's probably further along than Elder Scrolls 6, but I could be wrong. So we might see those, we might not. Elden Ring, which is the next game from Software, the Souls-like game, or at least what people are thinking, but after Dark Souls and Bloodborne and Sekiro and all those kind of games. That was revealed on the Xbox stage last year at E3 in 2019, being supported by George R. Martin, writer of Game of Thrones. So all we got last year was a cinematic trailer. So hopefully, as long as there's not too much development problems, we could be seeing that. Dying Light 2 from Techland, another big game. I'm really actually looking forward to this. I want to grab this. I want to pick this game up. I mean, Elden Ring, I appreciate the Souls games. They're just not my kind of games. AC Valhalla and Cyberpunk I'm going to play, but the other game that sticks out to me here is Dying Light 2. We've seen some gameplay previously. We also saw how the choices affect the world, so we could be seeing that. Square Enix, are they going to turn up? What are they going to show? A lot of people thinking Outriders are going to be there. And we're probably going to get a significant Japanese influence. Again, building off of last year's E3. There was a big Japanese influence at E3 last year. So we could definitely be seeing more more Japanese games being pushed to the forefront, which would be great, because at the end of the day, I think, you know, I'm not the biggest Japanese the JRPG guy, and I'm not really that much into anime or manga, but I appreciate the fact that Xbox are trying, and Phil and the team are trying to bring these games onto Xbox and diversify the games that are on Xbox, because I think it's a good thing. At the end of the day, a lot of people have long levied the fact that Xbox's first party is very narrow-focused, shooters and racers. You know, I don't agree with that anymore. That may have been back, 5 plus years ago. But now I don't agree with that at all. I think it's very diverse. And the fact that they're still trying to get that Japanese influence into Xbox and embedded into Xbox, I think it's very good. So we'll have to wait and see. We could really see anything. Who knows? And there's a very strong possibility that we're going to see games that we haven't even been announced yet, because this is essentially taking place. This is E3, but in a very different way. You know, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, the third-party publishers, they're going to have to go things about in a very unique way. I would probably imagine that we're still going to get something from Ubisoft. We're still going to get something from Bethesda. We might even get something from Square. You know, there's still a possibility that they might do their own live streams at some point, but this is obviously an opportunity to get their games out there, so we'll have to wait and see. We will have to wait and see. Very exciting. I'm very excited now. And the other thing as well, this links strongly into this idea of there being 2 Xbox events similar to the leak that I talked about a couple of weeks ago. One was supposed to be in May, and we're getting one in May. So this seems to be all gameplay focused, so I would assume the next one is going to be first party and price and anything else focused. So it's all good. Looking forward to it. And item number 3, Phil Spencer announces 10 million Xbox Game Pass members and more statistics. So Phil Spencer has gone on Xbox Wire and he's written a very good article, a very, very good article. And I just want to read it out because I think it's very well written. It has its purpose, but it also kind of celebrates everything that's going good right now, especially in the gaming community, even if some things are going to shit a little bit. So this is a direct quote. I've basically copied the article. I'll read through it and we'll pick it apart. So for many of us, the current global health situation has made it more difficult to spend time with friends, family, and the people we care about most. We are heartened to see many people using games to be entertained, to find inspiration, and to strengthen social connections through shared adventures. At Xbox, our mission has always been to bring you the best games to play with the people you want to play with. That's why we created Xbox Game Pass, a community with unlimited access to a curated library of over 100 great Xbox console and PC games. We're excited by the response to Xbox Game Pass, and yesterday we announced that Game Pass now has over 10 million members from 41 countries worldwide. Xbox Game Pass inspires a new era of gaming where the community with the same Game Pass plan can play a large common catalogue of the best games, discovering new titles and experiences together. With Game Pass, we want to answer the question, what to play next with my friends. We're still early on this journey, and in the last 2 months we've seen how important gaming can be to our community. Since March, so only 2 months ago now, Xbox Game Pass members have added over 23 million friends on Xbox Live, which is a 70% growth in friendship rate. Game Pass members are also playing twice as much and engaging in more multiplayer gaming, which has increased by 130%. Xbox Game Pass is empowering players and their friends to branch out and discover new games they might not have played before. We know this because after joining Game Pass, people play 40% more games, and more than 90% of members have played a game they wouldn't have tried without Game Pass, often discovering new genres they have not yet experienced. This speaks to our passion at Xbox for sharing and celebrating the games that we love and for showcasing works from blockbusters to indie developers with unique points of view. The Xbox Game Pass library includes some of the biggest blockbuster franchises like Forza, Gears of War, Halo, Minecraft, NBA 2K and The Witcher. It also includes dozens of high-quality games from independent developers, and 30% of our most popular games are family-friendly titles like Kingdom Hearts 3, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, and Sea of Thieves. We're humbled by the reception to Xbox Game Pass. It's changing the way we play and discover games together, and it inspires us on our journey to help people connect through gaming. We're also inspired to deliver you our fastest and most powerful console ever that will set a new bar for performance, feel, speed, and compatibility when it releases this holiday, as well as a library of games from our 15 Xbox game studios and thousands of development partners around the world. Later this year, our cloud gaming streaming technology, Project xCloud, will come to Game Pass, so you and your friends can stream and play the games you love together on your devices. I've always believed gaming has a unique power to bring us together, and I'm proud of how our art form is introducing this unique power to more people during a time of need. I have no doubt that we'll come through this experience stronger than ever. Stay safe and stay well, Phil. I thought that was a brilliantly written article. And there's a lot of interesting things to pick apart here. This is brilliant news. And this is fantastic news because I've long theorized about how big Game Pass actually is in terms of, subscribers. 10 million is a significant number. And I'll tell you why. If you do a rough calculation, right? So I'm currently an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate member, which means when I eventually build my PC, which hopefully will be later this year, I've had to put that on hold for now, but I want to build a PC, I can then use my Xbox Game Pass on my PC, and it now includes my Xbox Live subscription. And I pay £11.99 a month, okay? I was paying £7.99 a month, okay? So depending on whether you're on and if you're in the US, I still would presume that this is likely going to be $10 for the base subscription and $15 for the ultimate subscription, I think, off the top of my head, right? So let's say if you average that out, right? If you average that out a little bit, right? Say £10, or let's say, I don't know, $12, okay, right? A rough calculation is that they're making £100 million slash 120 or $125 million a month. That's insane. That is over £1 billion slash $1 billion of revenue a year. A year. That's obscene. That's ridiculous. And I thought Game Pass was doing well, right? And Game Pass and the studio acquisitions that we've recently had, I think they go hand in hand, right? The Game Pass has created this giant revenue stream for Microsoft, and especially Team Xbox, okay? They have now gotten this massive revenue stream that they can use to go to third-party publishers and say, we will give you this sum of money to get your game on our platform for this many months. Okay, and that's what they have to do, surely. They have to go out and they have to go to developers and they'll say, right, we want to put your game on our platform. What was it going to take? Yeah, because that's how they're making deals to bring over games like GTA 5 and Red Dead 2. Especially Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2's not actually been out that long. Yeah, same with Fallout 4. Okay? Same with Doom when that came. They're going to third parties, individual developers or publishers, and they're going, right, we want your game. And they're making these deals, or they're at least saying, we'll give you so much %. I assume that's how it's working. Now, on top of that, they've then looked at said, right, we've now got this massive player base within this subscription service, okay? We need to consistently provide these people with games, and that's why they've been like, right, we really need to support our first party, and we need to grow the number of studios in our first party. And that's why they've then gone and acquired however many it was, like 8-9 new studios. They went and got Playground. They've built the initiative from the ground up. They went and got Ninja Theory, Compulsion, and Undead Labs. Then In Exile and Obsidian. And they've then got Double Fine. That's 8 studios. They've just gone and got them. Acquired them outright. And these studios... they've bolstered these studios. Because now all of a sudden we've got... Grounded is coming from Obsidian's second team, who have just recently put out Outer Worlds from their main team. You've got Ninja Theory, who've just put out Bleeding Edge from their second team, and they're now going to be developing Hellblade 2 with their main team. You're going to have Rare are working on Sea of Thieves still, and they're working on Everwild, and they're co-developing Battletoads. Who am I missing? Playground has started up a complete new second team to work on what a lot of people believe is Fable, alongside Forza Horizon. All of a sudden, these studios are not just pumping out one game, they're pumping out multiple games. Every studio is going to have a big game, and then we're going to have some smaller games. They're still going to be good quality, but they're going to just be smaller in size and scale. So they need a regular cadence of games, and they've got the money to do it. And I think they've been doing a great job with Xbox Game Pass. I think the games that have been coming in have been brilliant, and I think that what they're doing right now... I think maybe it can be a little bit overwhelming sometimes because there's so many games being added. But there's a lot of mid-tier games in terms of size and scope that you can get in, you can play for a couple of hours, you can get out. And then they come in and they drop in a biggie. They'll drop in a Gears, a Halo, a Forza, a Red Dead 2, a GTA 5, a Fallout 4, a Doom, a Wolfenstein, a Just Cause. And they'll be your bigger, beefy games that can last you longer. And this whole idea that people are playing games that they wouldn't have played before, you're damn right. Because before Game Pass, I wouldn't have bought Forza Horizon 5. I wasn't into 4. I wasn't into Forza that much, but I played Forza Horizon 4 through Game Pass, loved it. I probably wouldn't have bought Sea of Thieves, played Sea of Thieves through Game Pass. It's now probably my main game, and it's the biggest game on my channel. Like, I played State of Decay 2. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I didn't stick with it. But you know what? I didn't feel burdened by the fact that I've just spent 50 quid on this game and I'm not going to play it. So this is where Game Pass is excelling, and I think it's only going to get better. And the idea of xCloud coming into Game Pass now, whew, that's cool. Interesting if they're going to charge extra for it. We could see a third subscription, a third tier maybe, but more details on that will probably come with when we get the price of the Xbox Series X. They'll probably do all that in that pricing stream. But very, very good. Great article from Phil. Love to hear some actual numbers from Xbox for a change and some great success. Great stuff. Right, we're going to move into Game Pass gems. Not very big this week, however, because there's not been much Game Pass news. We have a couple of free play days that people will let people know about. Kingdom Come Deliverance, Yakuza 0 and Sonic Mania are available for both Xbox Live Gold and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members beginning Thursday, April the 30th. So it's already live. And it will end on Sunday, May the 3rd at 11:59 Pacific time. So they are there if you want them. We do, however, have a more solid update from Games with Gold Hoarders. It is a new month. So we have, I'll quickly read these out. We have V-Rally 4, May the 1st to May 31st on Xbox One. Take on the challenges of rallycross, drifts, buggies and hill climbs in V-Rally 4. Over 50 famous vehicles are available to customize and race in this demanding simulation. You'll dominate dangerous roads and hostile conditions as you set off on a spectacular journey across every continent. Let your adrenaline boost your reflexes in this legendary off-road racing game. So May 1st, May 31st. We have Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor Martyr. May 16th to June 15th. It's a bit longer on this one. So that's Xbox One, so you got a couple of weeks to wait for this one. Play as the Inquisitor, the Imperium's most powerful agent in Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor Martyr. Across the far-flung corners of the Warhammer universe, impose the Emperor's will as you conduct your investigation across multiple planets. Go solo or team up with your friends, or with 4 friends, in visceral combat and purge the chaos lurking behind the walls of the Fortress Monastery Martyr. Sensible World of Soccer, May 1st to May 15th, Xbox One, Xbox 360. Hit the pitch in the popular old-school title Sensible World of Soccer, featuring a massive lineup of football clubs from around the world. Enjoy a quick game or experience the excitement of managing a full season with a fully immersive tactics editor. This is the classic football game from the 90s reborn. And lastly, Overlord 2, May 16th to May 31st, so a little while to wait for this one. Xbox One, Xbox 360. Control the most powerful and chaotic minion army in their battle versus the glorious Empire in Overlord 2. In the sequel to the critically acclaimed warped fantasy hit, the minions return smarter, deadlier and funnier than ever as their wild pack mentality squares up against an organised legion. This game is bigger, badder and beautifully destructive. So that is your Games with Gold Hoarders for the next month or so. Xbox Store Stash, a bit smaller this week, not a problem. I'll quickly go for everything for you. Pushy and Pully in Blockland is out May 5th for £9.99 and $9.99. A co-op arcade game with a retro feel. Help Pushy and Pully get back their spaceship on their trip across Blockland. Push blocks to defeat the monsters. Join blocks of the same colour to get power-ups and defeat the bosses to recover the part of your broken spaceship. Zombies ruined my day. I know, right? May 6th, £3.29 and $3.99. Survive a hostile environment using all sorts of weapons. Defend your position with barricades. Blow up groups of zombies with grenades. Sweep the area away with a Gatling gun and more. All in a fully action-packed game with colourful backgrounds and fearsome monsters. Prove that you're more than just a snack for zombies. Infinite Beyond the Mind is out May 7th. £7.99 and $9.99. A slick 2D action platformer where you take on a range of different bosses in either single player or co-op across a variety of stunning chibi pixel art style backdrops as you explore the Beljantor Kingdom. I think I said that right. Your agility is the key to your survival on the battlefield, and your strength is what prevents the Queen's reign of terror from taking over the world. Do you stand a chance against Her Majesty? Mecha Wars Desert Ashes, May 8th, £4.19 and $4.99. This is Xbox Play Anywhere. In the aftermath of a great flood, a vengeful leader threatens to conquer the world with the aid of once lost technology, and only a small but determined army stands in their path. Mecha Wars Desert Ashes is the definitive release of the 2009 turn-based strategy classic, fully remastered in high definition. It features new hand-painted art, new visual effects, and expanded single-player campaign. Fury Unleashed is May 8th, that's for $16.74 and $19.99. This is Xbox One X Enhanced. Fury Unleashed is a combo-driven rogue-like action platformer. Each kill you make increases your combo. Hit certain thresholds and your damage resistance and healing powers will kick in. It is a game you can even beat in one ultimate combo. Are you up to the task? I love a good combo, not gonna lie. SuperMash. May 8th, £16.74 and $19.99. Mash together iconic genres to create never-before-seen gaming experiences. Jump through classic platformer levels with a tactical stealth character, fight as spaceships in engaging JRPG battles, and more. Anything is possible with SuperMash's emergent game system, which creates a unique game every time you play. And finally, Sin Slayers Enhanced Edition is out May 8th for $13.34 and $15.99. An RPG with roguelike elements set in a dark fantasy world where your choices determine how challenging the fights and enemies will be. Create, equip, and lead a team of heroes, each with their own abilities and weaknesses, so plan your combat strategy accordingly. You'll journey through stinking primeval forests, boneyards riddled with crypts and the graves of fallen warriors, and other places even the bravest adventurers would fear to tread. Well, squad, that is everything for this week's episode. I will be putting up a new episode every Saturday at the moment. I'm committing to that, so keep an eye out. I'm putting it up at 5 p.m. British time, so it'll be around 12 p.m. Yeah, 12 p.m. Eastern and 9 a.m. Pacific, so keep an eye out for that. I will also be doing a full reactions video to the Xbox Series X gameplay reveal event on Thursday. I can't live stream it, unfortunately. I don't have the capabilities to live stream at the moment, but I will be doing a full reactions video on there. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you leave a like, you head over to Installation X and subscribe, and you hit that bell for notification of future uploads on our road to 1,000 subs. Leave your thoughts on anything that I've talked about in the comments section, and don't forget to follow the channel on social media with links in the description. And as always, for all things Xbox, stay tuned to Installation X. Bye, guys.